Good morning, it's Sunday the 19th of January 2025. I wasn't going to do a video because I'd already done one for tomorrow about Trump, but my friend kindly just sent me some snippets of what she's seen behind the scenes, and it was awesome. So there was a clip of, I don't know if it was in DC, but helicopters, all to do with Trump, loads of them, black helicopters in a row. I don't know if they're following a convoy or if they're just in the area, but I remember I said I had a military card for the outcome. I think I put it on the community page for Trump. Now, when they said they were going to move it, I wondered if that's what it was about, because it can be about movement. But it's quite a big card for movement, so it could actually be saying both. Okay, but I just saw those black helicopters and I thought, wow, this feels like a real movie now. So obviously I just wanted to quickly look into a couple of things because I can't really do a live tomorrow. It would all be different times and that would be a bit, put me in a lot of pressure to do a live. I haven't done one before like that. Anyway, so, there are days when I think, is this going to be a slow boat still? Because if it is, I'm not going to do any more readings because I would rather just sit back and, wait and see what happens. But I think for me, that would just be so disappointing. That it would just be the same thing, but just slow changes. I was thinking, no, it just doesn't work. It has to fall. It has to. Oh, for example, okay. All right, so let me go back a stage before I start rambling. I'm going to try and make this a very small video. It's just a couple of things I want to look into. But before I begin, these were on the back of the pack after I finished shuffling. It feels like this journey is coming to the fore now. I feel like perhaps with the moon could be fears as well and things surfacing, okay? Things you didn't know as well, because that's at night. Now, strength says it all really, doesn't it? Now, that feels like that's very much what's about to emerge. They were on the bottom when I finished shuffling. But as I was shuffling, I was thinking about the helicopters. And the card I was really focused on was holiday, which to me is a break. Could be a break, could be a stop. I got the next card was grounded, or they're going to be on the ground. And then I got strength, this is what was on the bottom now. So I wanted to tell you that. Interesting, holiday, break. Perhaps it means break, I don't know, ground. Then the next one I was thinking about, that was it. That apparently another reader I watch, he did Hollywood. And apparently Trump had said he's going to put in Mel Gibson and a couple of other people and change Hollywood. And I was thinking, why do we even have to have a Hollywood? Like, why do we have to have a Disney? Why do we have to have a Virgin? Why do we have to have these companies? That framework. I was just thinking, that doesn't feel like the Great Awakening to me at all, really. Same old, just change the management. But as I was thinking about Hollywood, the Hangman fell out. And to me, that's give it time. Maybe he's just saying that now. And maybe in the long run, because that's a card of it can be on a different perspective and news coming. That at the moment it's a bit they're in a bit of a quandary, but more may come about on that in the future. Because I was thinking, oh great, we've still got the award ceremonies. Now I always felt the award ceremonies would go, and we're all pandering over the lovies and they're all on the front of the magazines, and it's also I don't like that. I think it's horrible, and they get millions of pounds yet someone's on a street corner in severe poverty. I don't like that world. That doesn't feel like the Great Awakening to me. So maybe the Hangman is saying, that's just the beginning. Wait and see. I think it's amazing that he's put Mel Gibson out. From Mel Gibson's been talking, as known to be a conspiracy theorist for a very long time, and I thought it's quite funny that he mentioned his name. So maybe, you know, this is all one big plot. So I looked in the newspapers very quickly today. I found it very fascinating that there wasn't a single article for about 5 articles down on one of the big papers about Trump. Like, where are the articles on Trump? Like, why is that the first article? Anyway, but the article that they did put out was pretty amazing. The article was Trump wants to turn on Starmer for the election interference and push in Nigel Farage into number 10. Yay! Because, one more thing, I saw another article yesterday. Yes, I have been looking at the news. I wanted to see if anything's happening. And it said he's going to already start the mass deportation program as soon as he's in power. Okay? And everybody in the comments, what about us in Australia? What about us in the UK? And everyone feels a bit disappointed that everyone now wants Trump. So, you know, maybe he gets him in and then we can have the same. And that was another thing. I was thinking, the immigration story, well, it doesn't really sound like Nasara Jassara. It sort of on the fringe of it, but it's not really what I was expecting. And then I thought, is this when they said the end of the movie is not for everyone? Well, if it is going to be a slow journey, I'm afraid I will be doing something else, because that would be very, very disappointing for me. But we've got to give it a chance. We don't know yet. So I thought I'd look into this. Oh, the second article I saw on the newspaper today was sending the royals to a normal school, a normal school. I thought that was quite interesting. So, which bit shall I look into? First of all, I'm going to quickly write it down because I'll forget. Slow and... Oh yeah, there's another reader. He's basically doing exactly what I'm doing. I could put my feet up, to be quite frank. I've been watching him myself. So normal school, I don't need to look into that. Starmer, well, I've done this so many times. Okay, I think that's about everything. So the first one is, Brad will like this. He always telling me about the military bases in California. The first one is, he's like, eyes on the ground. So, yeah, but these helicopters, I think they're wherever he's going, or DC or wherever he's going. So these helicopters for Trump. What cards did I get? I got Holiday, Ground and Strength. Oh, that was so interesting when I saw that. I was like, wow, that's your real movie. Why do I have Holiday, Ground and Strength? Woo! You know what card's fallen out, don't you? Justice! I knew it was. So it's not just moving this, moving it. It's not about moving the celebration tomorrow, moving the venue. That's not what that's about. That's not what that's about, because I have a justice card. Wrongs righted. Rebalancing everything, holding people to account. It's a major card, so it's a major situation. Justices are coming. It's much bigger than the venue, much bigger. Decisions to be made. I feel like when I saw those helicopters, I kid you not, I felt like, wow, is he going to have power behind him now? Is he going to have power behind him now? Yep, he's working in conjunction with them. Very strong, united foundation. I could, you see those helicopters and it's like, wow, it's powering Trump's army. Right, what else? About the helicopters, or see what I get. I don't want to get stuff I shouldn't be saying, secretive stuff, but just maybe generally, justice is justice. It doesn't tell you a lot, but there's enough in the word for you to know. Well, what do I need to know about the helicopters and everything? Or Trump's army, I said. Well, there's his army. right there. And they're going to defend everything. And this is actually things behind the scenes, actually. Things behind the scenes. And this is perhaps a lot of mucky stuff you haven't seen behind the scenes. Okay? All sorts going on behind the scenes. And this is what they're doing. So, to be honest, that's what it's all about. The bigger, but we knew that anyway. It's not really a secret. Okay, so I feel like they're gonna finish what they got to do, or this is only the beginning of what they've got to do, because this is in order. If they don't change things or whatever they've got to do now, the next hurdle, they can't bring us a new, sort of a new outlook, a new foundation. So that looks pretty exciting. Oh, there you go. Hidden and judgment. And that could also be, what do you think that, what do you think that looks like? It could literally be bars. Judgment. There's still more to come. This really does feel like an action movie at this point, doesn't it? Wow. Oh, yes. This is a celebration, a victory, a winning outcome. Okay, this is amazing. It's actually super exciting now. Those helicopters are, wow. Your heart starts beating going, wow. What do I have? Oh, I was doing them upside down because I wasn't even looking. Signs. Soulmate. Signs. Signs. So signs. So you see those helicopters? It's telling you something. Justice. Judgment. Four of Swords, that card that was there that you saw. What does that look like? Hidden stuff. It could also be, that's what I said. Guides. Spirit guides. Helping you. Wow. Strength. Oh, sorry, I shouted. And create. Create strength. That's a strong army, I would say. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to make this quick. Okay, so then I'm going to quickly go back onto Starmer. Feels very much like they want to get Nigel in. I don't quite know how they would do that. How would you? I don't know. I didn't think politics worked like that. I thought you had to have a general election. I have no idea, no understanding, but it's obviously a drip feed, isn't it? See what I get for them saying they want to put Nigel in. I'm going to do this one. I think it's justice. I'm not really sure. It might not be. I think it is. Okay, so I wanted that one anyway, so who cares? Right. Nigel. Because this is to do with reconfigurating the system or the parties. This is about justice. So in a way, yeah, you interfered with the election process and you know you're not supposed to. So now justice is coming along. Because that's like, naughty, there are consequences. Okay? I don't know why, I just saw that card and I thought favoritism. But it's not really a card about favoritism. It's about desire. Because what they desired and what they planned for and hoped for. So this is an agreement. What happens next? Interesting. There's a change. There's a wheel of fortune and a big decision. And it could be a political decision because the Lovers is political. And also it could be a new partnership. And there's almost this feels like somebody sort of sworn in. Swap over, sworn in. That's an end. Oh, and that definitely feels like Mr. T, for sure. The Emperor feels like Mr. T, and he puts his foot down and says, I'm not having any of this. And this could be great for the UK, because the Ten of Cups is almost saying, goodbye, see ya, cheerio, don't come back. Wow. It could be a change that they bring in. And the people look like they're quite happy to say goodbye. Don't know how easy that is to do, but we'll wait and see, won't we? Nature. Reconnect with nature. So it's got to be something to do with reconnect. Nature. Maybe it's not nature, maybe it's just reconnect. nature. Maybe it's to do with reconnecting the natural history of the countries. You know, when he's been saying like he's gonna take over Australia and England and the rest of them. I'm wondering if that's to do with maybe going back to the natural laws, perhaps, and then he has more power to govern and say what's what. It's just me clutching straws here because I got nature. It may not even be relevant. What else do I have? I have create. Makes you wonder now. It makes you wonder. Create. Nature could be natural laws. Home. It does feel like it. It does feel like something to do with that. And I've got heal. Maybe this is how he takes these countries under his wing. I don't know. Something in that, I'm telling you. Wow, that was odd. Odd, but very exciting. So the next one. Hollywood. I don't know if this is to do with that or to do with Hollywood, but this is waiting to get to work. So I'm not sure which situation that was to do with. Hollywood. I don't want a Hollywood. Do you? I don't want a Disney. I want a new framework. I know it would cost billions of pounds, so I know it may not be achievable, but maybe that will take a few years, but oh, come on. That's not the Great Awakening. My friend said, yeah, but you can't. It would be chaos. I don't care. Let's have a bit of chaos. Okay. Page of Swords. Hollywood. Page of Swords. Hollywood. I don't know what that's reference to. Information. Is information going to come about that? Page of Swords is a page. He's a young man. Very young man. Okay, so this is what I've got, but I didn't really do a proper spread. This is about healing, okay? They could change it. This looks very much like they could change it, but not really what I want. We're still going to have the lovey ceremonies. I would prefer, I'm not making the rules, but I would prefer that to all of that to go, and they just be good actors, and we don't need to have celebrations for them all because they're just normal people. So how is it going to look? Well, it's going to be very difficult to get this out of one reading. Will it completely change? Vibration. Maybe. I get what I asked for. Surely not. Anyway. Sun. The sun. I don't get it. Hollywood. Okay, I kind of do get it. It's an ending. It's a long ending. It's a very long... These are two major arcanas, actually. And now, it could be saying two things. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so basically, the people behind Hollywood are going to go. Okay, so Hollywood, all that structure in a way is going to go. Okay, it's for the better now. For the better, and the red flag is almost like that's the end of that. However, and maybe it's more positive now with the sun. It could even be this is a long, slow change, and a long, slow change. Okay, with people going. Perhaps. Okay. So this is a creative new beginning. I think there's been a big change, and there will be a bigger change. Okay. This can be even a card of like innocence. So naivety, innocence, and there's been a lot of scandals coming out about Hollywood, haven't there, on Netflix and things like that. And I don't know, maybe they do need to have a nice new fresh slate and start over. Because the Ace of Cups could be a complete turnaround, okay, to create a new way, which is exactly what I'm saying. Can't really have all these old frameworks. Maybe they're temporary. This is looking at it in a new way. Inspired, it's judgment. So actually, I really do think it could have a massive overhaul, or you're going to know. And now I go back to the Page of Swords. Maybe there'll be more information that will come out, and Judgment Day will be like, go big or go home, and it's a major card. So it's like, you know, perhaps that's waiting for an EBS. Perhaps there'll be more information about this, but this is going to pique your interest. But also it can be a new beginning, okay? Because the wands are energy, so you know, new beginning for the whole of the movie industry. Okay, so I feel at the moment they're being very strategic with what they tell you. With this Mel Gibson, it's kind of drip feed, so connect the dots back. Why they didn't like Mel Gibson. Now they're talking about Mel Gibson. Yeah, I definitely think that was a strategic plan for them saying that about him, okay? And so they're always saying, you didn't like him, but hey-ho, we're bringing him back. Why do you think we're bringing him back? What does that tell everyone? Oh, nobody liked him. Oh, maybe he, you know what I mean? See what I'm saying? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Very interesting, of all the names. Okay. Maybe it's just to get you to think. Okay. This structure, I do think, Hierophant. So what was I talking about? Hollywood. So this structure, I think there's more to come. I think it will be transformed or completely changed. It also could be a move of location with this card, okay? A surprising move, perhaps. I'm just saying, I don't know 100%, but you know, you've got all the tour buses. It does make things a bit complicated, but you know what? The Great Awakening is, to me, having a fresh start. And that's what we need. There we go. I said it. I'm so pleased because all the time I've been thinking, this isn't the Great Awakening. Is this what I sat here for 2 years doing? No way. That's so disappointing. So there you go. Perhaps all is not over yet. So the last one leads me nicely onto the last one. This is the environment. Cleaning up and making the environment beautiful. Everything you desire. So the last one was slow. Now, obviously, I've been saying this for a while now. I will be so disappointed if we wake up in a couple of days and it's the same thing. Waiting for Labour to go. Nothing's really changed in the newspapers. This is what we've been doing, and it's very exhausting. Waiting for that little bit of hope that boom, and then the roller coaster gets going, you know, not the slow boat. So obviously Trump's talking about immigration. Is this the beginning? Because it doesn't even sound like Nasara Jasara. But he did say something that I always had, which I thought was great. In the article, it did say they are not splitting up families. And I always said they wouldn't split up families. They're not going to be mean like that. You know, is this only... I'm going to quickly put that one in. Is this only the beginning of the immigration story? Is it going to get bigger? More like Nasara Jasara? People have to return to their countries? Is it interlinked with Nasara Jasara? Is there more to come? This was only meant to be a small video. There's more to come. There's more to come. Patience. That's a card of patience. So there you go. Wait. Wait. More to be revealed. It's only the beginning. Okay, so this is the beginning of the battle. And look, he's going off to new lands. So you can see this is the beginning. The pages are the beginning. So this is the beginning of the journey. Going off to new lands. It looks like drier climate. Okay, this is going to create a bit of upset and fear, to be honest. I will just say that, and a lot of confusion for people, you know, and this is why, in a way, they can't just send them back, because I thought that they're meant to be giving them Nasara Jasara, so these people are more comfortable, though they can go back. You know, you can't put people back in the same position they've come from if they've got nothing. In a way, that's not very humanitarian. So perhaps as well, there is more to come. This is the world. It may be that there is more to come on this, okay? That this is only the beginning. And while it looks really confusing, I think something bigger will come in and make it probably even more confusing. Yeah, there's a surprise here. And it's to do with overseas, because of all the water and the lands and people going, okay? But is this linked to Nasara Jasara? Well, it's wonderful. I've got my answer. I think there's way more to come further on, because this is a very happy card. This could be going back to hot countries, but the truth is not everyone comes from a hot country who's a refugee. But so it's a very happy, positive card. So in the long run, this is going to be a good thing. So it may look very confusing and worrying in the beginning here, but wait, this is why I think that it can't be a slow boat, because there's so much, everything, like it's like a domino. Everything is dependent on something else happening, and you move one, you've got to move the other, then the whole thing's going to fall. And this is actually a new beginning. Not only is it a new beginning, it's money. So this is what Nasara was about. So it looks like it is interlinked, and maybe we've just got to wait. So, oh, that was immigration. I was going to say, what happened to the one about slow burn? Yes. Sorry, the last one. Slow burn. So, trust, new journey. The Fool card is about trusting the journey. The right place at the right time. And this is an uncomfortable journey. Oh, yes. Because it literally feels like there's going to be a bit of hardship coming, okay? And I think things are going to get worse before they get better. And I think things are going to start to become clearer. This is about patience. Some bad news. That was a hardship. Is it going to be a slow burn? It may be saying at the moment there's a little bit more to come. Maybe they're laying the groundwork and then they're going to tell us, or maybe there's 10 days and then they're going to tell us. So will it initially be a slow burn and then will things really speed up? Is it anything to do with 10 days of darkness? Just wait. There's going to be a stop at some point, okay? There will be a stop and a pause for reflection, maybe before everything else starts happening. Ending. It's almost like they have to bring it to a halt and then there's a new beginning. However, this actually also is money. I wonder if oh yes, the banks and everything. You know, you don't know how does it work? Do the banks fall and then it starts speeding up? There's a stop. There is a stop and we have to trust, but it's not over and there's some bad news coming first. There's a restart. Something happens very quickly. Something happens quickly. I feel like it's almost like when they're ready, then things will start to move. Yeah, it feels like there's still some stuff to deal with first, because this is looking back over your shoulder and things they still have to control, to do with the Hierophants and lessons and all sorts. So, and there's some kind of collapse. Oh, I forgot about the old tower. Okay, it's almost as if, I've still got the military. It's almost as if, no, they're not ready just yet. It feels like something else is going to happen first, and then they can move. Because at the moment, this horse and this man is still, the soldier, is still not moving. So it's almost like something has to go first, then there's going to be bad news associated with whatever it is, some kind of collapse, some kind of dismantling, shocks. Now, and then things start moving. So perhaps this is the 10 days, perhaps this is the banks. I don't really know. I'll see what I get. It's a surprise. We will be surprised. It's to do with people going, but I don't know what, who and what and why. Giving up. Oh yeah, I forgot. Last year when I read all of this, I got like the councils would go, well they didn't, but maybe they did behind the scenes and they were just holding them up, like propping them up. Wow. This is an agreement, and this is a positive agreement. A positive agreement, but I still don't know. Okay, so I'm going to ask two things. Is it to do with this soldier's still waiting. Is it to do with the 10 days of darkness? Choices. Switch over, choices. Something physical, physical choices. And then I was going to say, is it to do with the banks? Now I've got a yes, but I don't know, because I don't know what it's in relation to go in order to take us on a new path. Is it anything to do with the banks? The banks. Forgot about them. They play a pivotal role. What do I have? Ooh, I've got the Tower again. I've got waiting. Information. This is physically something holding on to it, a physical coin, and there's more money, and then there's hardship, rejection, same thing. I wonder now if it's something to do with the banks. Is the pause, whoops, it just fell out already. Trust. Maybe I'm not meant to know entirely. If it's the banks, does the banks then push it into 10 days? This is not over. There's a bigger one to come. This is the next thing. Whatever it is. So, yeah. Affirm. I said, was it the banks? I got create. Oh, does it collapse? Skills. Does it collapse? Protection. I don't know. Recharge. So it's to restart something. Time. Could be the right time. Anyway, I don't know. But it's a Tower moment and it's coming. It's coming and you've got to trust. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. But it looks a bit... Ooh. It could be the stock exchange. Could be anything. People going and then they collapse the system. That's what it feels like. Something happens very quickly. And some kind of an agreement. Maybe they take over. Maybe the military... Oh, I wonder if it's so the military step out because of chaos. New beginning. Something we've been waiting for a very long time. It's going to cause stress. I told you, it's not great information. It's not great news, but it's what we need. And I do think the military step in. Information. There's definitely information coming. It's a completion. Could be for the world. I mean, I really don't know, because new beginning and there's justice there. I know that for a fact. It's to do with the new beginning. So it's either going to be the 10 days, they're going to start telling you what's been going on, or it's something like the banks crash first, then we have the 10 days. So me thinking slow burn, there's a Tower moment coming. I'll see if I can do one quick one on the banks just to clarify. Okay, is this Tower moment anything to do with the banks? I said I'd do a small video. Oh, well, it looks like it. Definitely looks like it. I'm going for this one. I think it's justice, I think. But I want that one anyway. Okay, is it to do with the... Oh, yes, it is. Financial. Financial! Financial. Could be a person, actually, as well. But hang on a minute. No, it's to do with a foundation and a structure. And the truth coming out, okay? So... Oh, wow. It's great for us. It's what they want to happen and what we probably want to happen. But I don't have a yes, but I think it's included. It will cause a lot of stress. Now, of course, this could be a man. Okay? This could be, I've just had a thought, this could be the whole, yes. It's waiting for the truth to come out. Some truths. Waiting for the truth, something more integral, something more honest. Yeah, it feels like it could be the financial system. Sorry, I'll chop and change. That's because the King of Pentacles can be a man, he can be a king, you see. There's so many things going on behind the scenes, so sometimes it's difficult to know, and I didn't get a direct yes. So maybe it's, you know, the stock exchange, or you don't really know. Oh, well, I'm asking about the banks. So you'd think this would be about the banks. Sometimes you get what you need to know. For some reason, I feel like those, I was going to say chains or ties, have to be broken. That's what I feel like with those two cards. Power, control. Isn't the world built on money and power? Focus, clear direction, decide what you want. Goals. Time for you to go after your goals. I'm actually asking, is this to do with the financial system? New beginnings and guides. Wow. Oh, there's another one here, look. Positive. Whoops, recharge. Something's going to be given a new beginning, new life to a system. Okay, I asked one card for the banks. I actually said that, and I've got flow, flexibility. Now, that feels like those chains don't give you flexibility. You need more flexibility. Allow yourself to go with the flow. New beginnings. But that card was specifically about the banks. Flexibility. How can we be flexible when we're chained to all these agreements and fees and charges and everything else? Yeah, that's not over. They're still hanging on in there. They still want some kind of control. They're still hanging on in there. And I've got a 5, two fives now. This has to end. This has to end. If this doesn't end, I think this is what it's to do with, because I've got heartbreak again. If this doesn't end, we don't have our liberty, because we are very much controlled by the power structure of money and greed and power. And perhaps that's what it's about. But they didn't think they would do it on his watch. I don't know what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. But there's not a slow moment. There's a big tower moment coming. So I don't 100% know what it is. But you will find out with that card. So I'm thrilled for President Trump, excuse me. And I'm going to enjoy watching it along with you, I'm sure, tomorrow. Bye now.